Only beautiful people watch this podcast.
That's right.
So if you're watching this, you're beautiful. If you're not watching this, or if you stop watching this right here, it means you might need to look in the mirror. Hello and welcome back to the Croak and Crow podcast. I am Spencer Cardiac.
I am Diggum. I think I was Diggum before.
Diggum?
He's the Sugar Smacks, Honey Smacks.
Oh, it sounds familiar.
Something
I
frog.
love Honey Smacks.
Cereal frog.
I love Honey Smacks. I haven't had them in a while.
I know.
But it's not your typical sugar cereal. It has a little bit of a taste. A little bitterness.
It does.
I love.
Like it has depth.
Yeah. I mean, you know me, I'm not that much of a sweets guy. I do love a good sugar cereal. If there's some Fruity Pebbles my way, I will say Danke schön. But
no, I don't like that so much.
Fruity Pebbles?
Yeah, because they're so tiny.
Yeah.
They're already basically chewed when they get in your
Fruity
mouth.
Pebbles are in a league of their own because it's just it's like a cosmic brownie. You know, it's like, I wouldn't even put it with other brownies.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's condensed and it has the candies in it. But Fruity Pebbles, you're not Fred Flintstone today, but Fruity Pebbles. Besides that, dig 'em, Honey Smacks, bitter, so good.
Yeah.
So good. It kind of tastes like almost like a burnt sugar or something.
Yep.
Love it.
You are thinking of Honey Smacks and not honeycomb, right?
Yeah, honeycomb is
that's more like pillowy.
Yeah, who what is it, a monkey? Who's the guy from Honeycomb?
I don't know. Monkey? I don't think so.
Not a gorilla?
Honeycomb. Gosh. We don't know.
All right, and this here is Frank. All you people are saying Frank is bald. No, he's not. He had hair the whole time.
We were talking about hair units, replacements, tattoos, and refillments, and so I like it on him.
I like it on him too.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, a little curly top.
A little curly top.
Why not?
It kind of gives him some depth, like the Honey Smacks. It gives him a little.
And he's got his little hoodie wrapped around his shoulders, like he's about to get on a yacht.
Well, that's the thing. This sort of reads as like preppy and a type, maybe not an approachable type of person, but I feel like this is just making him feel like I'm a fun guy.
I'm a fun guy. Maybe he's wearing it ironically. He's just being
the sweatshirt.
Yeah, he's just in a silly, goofy mood. We love that for him.
Yeah.
How you guys doing? It is June 3rd. Very special day here. It is a Friday.
It is.
It's beautiful weather, beautiful people watching Croak and Crow. Only beautiful people watch this podcast.
That's right.
So if you're watching this, you're beautiful. If you're not watching this, or if you stop watching this right here, it means you might need to look in the mirror and say, what's wrong with me? Or
if you have trouble looking at other people because they're not beautiful, tell them to watch the show, and then they will turn beautiful, and then you will have an easier time conversing with them.
Yeah, if you have any ugly friends, tell them to watch Croak and Crow. Immediate glow up.
Yeah.
As you're watching it, you're like, when
just quickly pull it up on the phone. You can pull up YouTube on your phone.
Yeah.
And just be like, oh, can you look at this for a second? And then
Croak and Crow challenge.
Yeah.
You know, like Snapchat filters make you prettier.
Right.
It's like if you're about to take a selfie,
but ours is longer lasting.
Put Croak and Crow on.
Yeah.
Beautiful. It's June 3rd, baby. I know we always talk about holidays, but there's a lot of good holidays today.
Is there?
There is. National Bicycle Day.
You were having a great time with your bicycle.
Oh man, I got
2022.
I got the new electric e-bike, XP Lite, and it is just the bee's knees. It's electric assisted. It's great.
If anyone has any questions, you do answer.
I do answer.
What you know, what you're experiencing it like. How long have you had it? 2 weeks?
2 weeks, but I've already gone 130 miles.
You've already replaced the charger because the charger it came with was a little problematic. So you know how to do that. You've driven in different terrains.
I've driven in the rain.
Rains and terrains.
I put the rain in terrain.
You put the rain in terrain.
Today I was riding and I saw a fellow electric bike rider. It was funny because I'm flying down that track.
I wish you wouldn't.
Oh, I do. I am going Mach 9. And I'm like, I turn peripherally and I see a bike behind me. And I'm like, okay.
You were trying to get away?
What?
It was this high-speed chase?
No, but I'm just like, I'm like, oh, well, yeah, a little bit. There's a little bit of a spite thing where it's like,
what? Because
some of these, like, where they wear their legging, their tights,
yeah,
and they have their fancy bike. I'm like, you're not going to beat me. I got a motor.
You mean, the people that you're saying are challenging you, they have the human powered ones.
Yeah,
only.
well, they don't challenge me, but it's always, it's internal of like, well, you're not going to beat me. And so I turn again, and I'm like,
gosh.
And still, it's just peripherally, I see this person. I'm like, what are you doing? And then finally, I go past, and I'm like, all right, they're fast. And next thing, this old man rolls up next to me because I slow down, and it's another electric bike.
No.
Different model, but the bigger model.
You almost sent him off the path trying to.
No, he was trying to catch up to me.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and yeah, and he was just, so we talked a while about the bikes, and I'm
having images of so many times on TikTok I see the two horses running on the beach. Of you guys on your bikes.
Everyone else probably like, look at these nerds.
No, they're not.
And graciously, I have a stock seat.
Okay.
And that doesn't have any shocks or anything. He's like, oh, I've replaced my fancy seat. You can have my old seat. And so I went by his place and I got his old seat, and it's nice. It would be $100.
That is so great.
So, community and
right.
People helping people.
Yes.
It's always fun. I like to join little things, like I like to get into little hobbies.
Yeah.
Little temporary hobbies.
Yeah.
But it's always fun because you always see these group, I feel like it's something that people who feel lonely or like they don't have any friends,
mm-hmm.
you would be surprised how much doing something opens up group.
Absolutely.
Like, I always do different things. Like I'll get into rock climbing for a bit.
Right. Just for 1 second, not because you're lonely.
No.
Because it kind of sounded like that's why all these people are in the group.
No.
You're just saying this is happening. And hey, Frank, if you're feeling this way. Right. Okay.
I notice it just because I find different hobbies. But I'm saying someone who isn't doing anything.
Thinks they're on the sidelines and can't join. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I'm doing this, and repeat things always happen of that, where
right.
You just meet people that are into it also, and just like, would I ever talk to that old man randomly? No, but it's like,
I don't know. How old is he? Because people don't really like to be referred to as an old man.
He was retired.
Okay.
No, he wasn't that old. Like, he was talking.
Well, if he's retired, I guess
he was talking about how he bikes with another guy who's 80 something. So
I can't believe you were speeding away from him and he was trying to catch you.
Yeah,
that's making me feel a certain way.
He had a helmet on.
Huh?
He had a helmet on.
Did he tell you to put yours on?
No, I wear my. I used to get called Cement Head as a kid.
Cement breaks. I've seen it.
That's a good point. But anyway, it's National Bike Day. That's all of that.
That's great.
Go out, ride your bike with these gas prices. Yeah,
it's $4.99 again.
Are you serious?
It's $4.99 again where we live, and I don't understand because yesterday it was $4.74. So it's not just that it's climbing steadily. Like, oh no, $4.50, $4.60, $4.70, $4.80. It is going like $4.80, $4.50, $4.70, $4.99. So when I saw $4.99, I thought, I should have bought more yesterday when it was in the 70s. But then I thought, but I wasn't as afraid as I have been because, like I said, it doesn't seem to just climb steadily. It's really, really up and down. It's okay.
Everyone just go get a bike. Forget about cars. They're overrated. And you know what? F them.
Yeah.
What else? It's other holidays.
Okay, you said there's a bunch.
Yeah, no, I got stuck on bikes for so long.
No, the gas kind of threw you, I think.
So it is also National Repeat Day, which
that's annoying.
No, not with your words.
Oh.
So like the term like, I want to do that again. Remember when we did that? I want to do it again.
Okay.
Do it again. Like I think it's sort of like when I was like
good one.
When I was looking into it, it seems like sort of along the lines of habit, like habitual things.
Yeah.
So like if I rode my bike yesterday, it's like go for another bike ride.
Okay.
It's like it's that kind of find something you love and do it again.
But there's also things that aren't just so mundane as that. Like I know that lots of times people will say, "Have you ever been to that orchard?" And then someone will say, "You know what? I was there so long ago and I really liked it and I just never got back to it."
Yeah.
So it's something more exciting.
That's more exciting than
I'm sorry.
Riding a bike.
No, because you just said you could have just done it yesterday. And I meant maybe it's to
Yeah. Well, no, I mean that's like more of what it is. Like when you do something like I remember I went go-karting at a little go-kart speedway, and it was fun. But once you do it, you did it.
Right.
And it's like, we'll do it again.
You kind of forget about it.
Like,
Yeah.
or it's like because you've checked it off your list.
Right.
I want to do new things. I want to do new things. It's
Right.
like, why don't you do the old things that you liked? National, or no, not national. Or maybe national. I don't know. Love conquers all day.
Love conquers all.
Yeah, how about that?
What's that from?
What?
Like, what is that actual phrase from?
I don't know.
I've heard it.
It's, the phrase is old as dust, isn't it?
Okay, I don't know.
Love conquers all.
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
need more than that. I think that's just what we speak about every day on
That
this
should
podcast.
be, that should be in our bio.
And finally, my favorite, which also we talked about new holidays, saying that Autonomous Vehicles Day must have been new. National Simp Day.
Simp.
For all the simps out there. National SIMP Day. It's saying, hey, let's spread the word that the term simp isn't as shameless as many people believe.
Shameless or shameful?
Shameful. Yeah.
Is it for simps or against them?
For simps.
It's for simps. Okay, so
National Shame a Shimp Day.
Shame a shimp. I don't know.
Simp Day.
So simps is a relatively new slang word. That means when you are very, very, what's the word?
Well, it comes from sympathetic.
Okay.
But it's when you're
so indulgent to your partner.
Indulgent is a good word.
That you,
or not even not your partner.
Oh.
A lot of times it would be not your partner.
Okay, so you're so indulgent to somebody, you put all your own needs aside.
Yes.
And so, maybe in the old days they would have called it like, you're so gentlemanly, or you're so generous, or but if you're doing it for one person with only their, your goal is to make that person happy no matter what.
Yes.
People will derogatorily
call
call you a simp.
It's like the most common time when it's used is if you have a guy who's fawning over a girl, whether he is with her or not, and she'll call him and say, "Hey, can I get a ride to this place?
Okay.
Can I get $20?"
Is she taking advantage of him? She has to, or else can you be? You said you can't be a simp. Like, can you be a simp to your wife?
Yeah.
But it's not really used like that.
No, but like say you don't go out with the guys anymore. And and it's like
they might say stop simping.
Yeah, stop simping.
Okay.
And
but today is celebrating that.
It's saying because guys use it over, like it's not saying don't not be taken advantage of, but simps used in a derogatory fashion.
Okay.
And so it's saying don't feel like surprising your girlfriend with flowers. You're not a simp. Don't feel like holding the door, being nice, going out of your way.
You know what? I get it now.
And so it's like because it's trying to, because the opposite is I'm not a simp. I'm not going to do that.
Right.
Yeah, right. Pick you up from the airport. I'm not a simp.
In the old days.
And so it's saying be a simp.
In the old days, people would do that in a homophobic way, where if you wanted to wear pink color, or if you wanted to do a certain thing that was not deemed masculine by society, you would be called derogatory names. And it wasn't fair to anybody, right? So in this, if you, like you just said, if you're just trying to be nice or generous, or really put someone else first, don't call me a simp. That's rude.
tell the other guys, don't call me a simp. That's rude. No, but yeah, I mean, because obviously, and a lot of times. It comes from a place of insecurity to call another a simp. Right,
because it's maybe unusual, or unusual behavior.
Maybe like you've been burned before, and it's like, oh, stop simping over that girl. You'll never get her.
Okay.
It's like,
but come on, love conquers all.
Love conquers all. Hey, maybe, ride your bicycle to that girl's house and give her a chocolate macaroon.
Is that also the thing?
Ride your bike to that girl's house. Be a simp, love conquers all, and bring her some chocolate macaroons.
That really is one of the days, chocolate macaroons?
And then do it again tomorrow, because we're repeating it. All right, guys. There's more holidays. That's all I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Opium Suppression Day seems kind of grim.
Opium suppression?
Yeah.
What does suppression mean?
I don't know. Suppress it. Stop doing it. Do you really want me to look at it?
Well, you shouldn't have brought it up.
Oh, I was just saying I wasn't going to bring it up.
Opium.
This Taiwanese, it's Taiwanese where I believe opium is more prevalent.
Okay.
Dedicated on ending cigarette smoking. Opium suppression movement in China inspired by spreading awareness about the dangers of smoking and tobacco consumption.
Yeah, so like an opium den. Opium den is where they get like, you know how they here they have like those places where you can go and like smoke cigars or whatever.
Yeah.
I guess they're all smoking, and it's more of like a smoking is dangerous awareness.
Yeah. Okay. So it seems like it. Hold on.
This book is long.
So it seems like it started with opium,
okay,
but that sort of has been dying out.
Okay.
And so you'd smoke opium. It's like basically not smoking day.
Right.
But it would still hold on to the original name.
So don't smoke opium.
All right, guys, that's the holidays. Go celebrate each and every one of them, or just celebrate it being Friday, or just celebrate the fact that you are alive today.
Mm-hmm. If you are.
If you're not, congratulations, because you're still conscious. Your soul.
Or not. I don't know. This is a long book.
All right, it's a long book. What do you mean book? I'll tell you what. It's Dr. Seuss Friday. It is Dr. Seuss Friday. What do we do on Dr. Seuss Friday? We read Dr. Seuss books. We're reading them all.
He wrote them. We read them.
He wrote them. We read them. It's literally that simple. Why do we do that? Why not? Dr. Seuss was a very smart man. We look highly up to him. And in all of his books, there are themes underneath the fun characters and silly words and creative rhymes that were meant to teach children the right and wrong and good and bad. And for children, you subconsciously get a lot of it when you read these books.
Yeah. There's
a reason we think so highly of these books. But very infrequently do we go back with our adult brains and look at it and get the metaphors and significance in an educated manner and a spiritual lens.
Even if you were an adult that was reading it to a child, you couldn't discuss it with the child.
No, because
and you're the only one that read it.
Dumb.
So then you would go out and you would say, to your coworker, "How about that Dr. Seuss book?"
How about the Cat in the Hat?
The person would be like,
"How about those deeper meanings?"
I don't remember it, but you can do it here.
You can do it here. This is what it's all about. So today we're reading a book that I'm sure you've heard about. Maybe you've seen a movie about, but I don't think I've never read it.
I don't think I have either.
But I mean, you know the character very well. We are reading the Lorax, baby. One thing, just for meaning before we give it to, I do see the Lorax being used about like destroying in the environment.
Oh, really?
And I don't know why. Maybe we'll find out. Yeah, cutting down trees.
I just see the sticker. Which
50th anniversary. Heck yeah, that's awesome.
50th anniversary of the Lorax. So
hell yeah.
I guess
ooh, nothing like that. Initial crack of the old Dr. Seuss book.
Special too.
All right, the Lorax by Dr. Seuss. At the far end of town where the grickle... I'm not my Dr. Seuss mind frame.
Yeah.
At the far end of town where the grickle...
Oh dear.
Grickle grass. I can't say that. At the far end of town where the grickle grass grows and the wind smells slow and sour when it blows and no birds ever sing except in old crows is the street of the lifted Lorax. And deep in the grickle grass, some people say, if you look deep enough you can still see today where the Lorax once stood just as long as it could before someone lifted the Lorax away. What was the Lorax, and why was it there? And why was it lifted and taken somewhere? From the far end of town where the grickle grass grows, the old Onceler still lives here. Ask him, he knows. You won't see the Onceler, don't knock at his door. He stays in his lurkim on top of his store. He lurks in his lurkim, cold under the roof, where he makes his own clothes out of muffered moof. And on special dank midnights in August he peeks out of the shutters, and sometimes he speaks, and tells how the Lorax was lifted away. He'll tell you, perhaps, if you're willing to pay. On the end of a rope he lets down a tin pail, and you have to toss in 15 cents and a nail, and the shell of a great-great-great-grandfather snail. Then he pulls up the pail, makes a most careful count, to see if you've paid him the proper amount. Then he hides what you've paid him away in his snub, his secret strange hole, in his grooveless glove. Then he grunts, I will call you by whisper my phone, for my secrets I tell you are for your ears alone. Slup down slups the whisper my phone to your ear, and the old Onceler's whispers are not very clear, since they have to come down through a sneggerly hose, and he sounds as if he had smallish bees up his nose. Now I'll tell you, he says, with his teeth sounding gray, how the Lorax got lifted and taken away. It all started way back, such a long, long time back. Way back in the days when the grass was still green, and this pond was still wet, and the clouds were still clean, and the song of the swans ran out in space. One morning I came to this glorious place, and I first saw the trees, the truffula trees, the bright colored tufts of the truffula trees, mile after mile in the fresh morning breeze. And under the trees I saw brown bar-lutes, frisking about in their bar-lute suits, as they played in the shade and ate truffula fruits. From the rumpless pond came a comfortable sound of the humming fish humming with splashing around. But those trees, those truffula trees, all my life I'd been searching for trees such as these. The touch of their tufts was much softer than silk, and they had the sweet smell of fresh butterfly milk. I felt a great leaping of joy in my heart. I knew just what I'd do. I'd unload my cart. In no time at all I had built a small shop. Then I chopped down a truffula tree with one chop, and with great skillful skill and with great speedy speed I took the soft tuft and I knitted a thneed. The instant I'd finished I heard a gazump. I looked, I saw something pop out of the stump of the tree I chopped down. It was a short sort of man. Describe him? That's hard. I don't know if I can. He was shortish and oldish and brownish and mossy, and he spoke with a voice that was sharpish and bossy. Mister, he said with a sawdusty sneeze, I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. I speak for the trees have no tongues, and I'm asking you, sir, at the top of my lungs. He was very upset as he shouted and puffed. What's that thing you've made out of my truffula tuft? Look, Lorax, I said, there's no cause for alarm. I chopped just one tree, I am doing no harm. I'm being quite useful. This thing is a thneed. A thneed finds something that all people need. It's a shirt, it's a sock, it's a glove, it's a hat, but it has other uses, yes, far beyond that. You can use it for carpets, for pillows, for sheets, or curtains, or covers, for bicycle seats. The Lorax said, Sir, you are crazy with greed. There is no one on earth who would buy that full thneed. But the very next minute I proved he was wrong, for just at that minute a chap came along, and he thought that the thneed I had knitted was great, and he happily bought it for $3.98. I laughed at the Lorax, you poor stupid guy, you never can tell what some people will buy. I repeat, cried the Lorax, I speak for the trees. I'm busy, I told him, shut up if you please. I rushed across the room and in no time at all built a radiophone. I put in a quick call. I called all my brothers and uncles and aunts. I said, listen here, here's a wonderful chance for the whole Onceler family to get mighty rich. Get over here fast, take the road to North Nitch. Turn left at Weehawken, sharp right at South Stitch. And in no time at all in the factory I built, the whole Onceler family was working full tilt. We were all knitting thneeds just as busy as bees to the sound of the chopping of truffula trees. Then, oh baby, oh, how my business did grow. Now chopping one tree at one time was too slow. So I quickly invented my super axe hacker, which whacked off 4 truffula trees at one smacker. We were making thneeds 4 times as fast as before, and that Lorax, he didn't show up anymore. But then next week he knocked on my new office door. He snapped, I am the Lorax who speaks for the trees, which you seem to be chopping as fast as you please. But I'm also in charge of the brown bar-lutes, who played in the shade in their bar-lasuits, and happily lived eating truffula fruits. Now, thanks to your hacking my trees to the ground, there's not enough truffula fruit to go around, and my poor bar-lutes are getting the crummies because they have gas and no food in their tummies. They loved living here, but I can't let them stay. They'll have to find food, and I hope that they may. Good luck, boys, he cried, and sent them away. I, the Onceler, felt sad as I watched them all go. But business is business, and business must grow, regardless of crummies and tummies, you know. I meant no harm, I truly did not, but I had to grow bigger, so bigger I got. I biggered my factory, I biggered my roads, I biggered my wagons, I biggered the loads. Of the thneeds I shipped out, I was shipping them forth, to the south, to the east, to the west, to the north. I went right on biggering, selling more thneeds, and I biggered my money, which everyone needs. Then again he came back, I was fixing some pipes, when the old nuisance Lorax came back with more gripes. I am the Lorax, he coughed and he whiffed, he sneezed and he snuffled, he snargled, he sniffed. Onceler, he cried with a cruffulous croak, Onceler, you're making such smogulous smoke. My poor swans, why, they can't sing a note. No one can sing who's got smog in their throat. And so, said the Lorax, please pardon my cough. They cannot live here, so I'm sending them off. Where will they go? I don't hopefully know. They may have to fly for a month or a year to escape from the smog you've smogged up around here. What's more, snapped the Lorax, his dander was up, let me say a few words about your gluppity glup. Your machinery chugs on day and night without stop, making gluppity glup, also schloppity schlop. And what do you do with this leftover goo? I'll show you, you dirty old Onceler man, you. You're glumping the pond where the humming fish hummed. No more can they hum, for their gills are all gummed. So I'm sending them off, oh, their future is dreary. They'll walk on their fins and get woefully weary, in search of some water that isn't so smeary. And then I got mad, I got terribly mad. I yelled at the Lorax, now listen here, Dad. All you do is yap, yap, and say bad, 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 bad. Well, I have my right, sir, and I'm telling you. I intend to go on doing just what I do. And for your information, you Lorax, I'm figuring on biggering and biggering and biggering and biggering, turning more truffula trees into thneeds, which everyone needs. And at that very moment we heard a loud whack. From outside in the fields came a sickening smack of an axe on a tree, then we heard the tree fall, the very last truffula tree of them all. No more trees, no more thneeds, no more work to be done, so in no time my uncles and aunts every one all waved me goodbye, then jumped into my cars, and drove away under the smoke-smuggered stars. Now all that was left beneath the bad-smelling sky was my big empty factory, the Lorax and I. The Lorax said nothing, just gave me a glance, just gave me a very sad backward glance, and as he lifted himself by the seat of his pants, and I'll never forget the grim look on his face when he iced himself and took leave of this place, through the hole in the smog without leaving a trace. And all that the Lorax left here in this mess was a small pile of rocks with the one word, unless. Whatever that meant, well, I just couldn't guess. That was long, long ago, but each day since that day, I've sat here and worried away. Through the years while my buildings have fallen apart, I've worried about it with all of my heart. But now, says the Onceler, now that you're here, the word of the Lorax seems perfectly clear. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better, it's not. So catch, calls the Onceler. He let something fall. It's a truffula seed. It's the last one of all. You're in charge of the last of the truffula seeds, and truffula trees are what everyone needs. Plant a new truffula, treat it with care. Give it clean water and feed it fresh air. Grow a forest, protect it from axes that hack, then the Lorax and all his friends may come back.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
I see why it's
used for the environment.
I see why it's very popular. I see why they made a movie. I see why it's having a 50th anniversary, and obviously why it's for the environment.
Yes.
And we might think, oh, we know that story. If you chop down trees, you don't have the forest. You can't, it ruins the birds, the fish, the animals, that ecosystem. Yeah. But it bears repeating. And then there's underlying threads throughout it. I found that the Onceler in the beginning was ignorant, basically, right? Innocent. Yeah. Well, I made this and it has to be sold. Middle, he felt bad. Yeah. But then by the end, he turned off his feelings of responsibility.
Yeah, he had that moment of conscience when he first saw the Bigaloo bears leaving. But then after, it was just like, it's almost, and that happens, I feel like, in life, where it's like, you train yourself to say, no, I just need to. And it's like,
right.
It's very hard then to step back and realize that what you've become even.
Right.
It's like you become focused on you see it with like businessmen or women who maybe like neglect their family, and actually that's a pretty good example, right? Like, and then say their wife and kid or husband and kids or no
Spouse.
kids or pets leave them, and then it's all of a sudden like, why did I didn't I value the wrong thing? When you're in that cycle, it's I need to work. I can't go to the game. I can't go to the thing. And it's like, I think it's important to take a step back and realize, okay, am I doing what I really think is the right thing? Yeah.
And throughout the book, the word needs is very prevalent. Needs. And in a lot of the illustrations, it's like advertising the sweaters or whatever that was. It's like, you need a thneed.
Yeah.
Need. But at the end of the book, he said, the one slur says, we need trees.
Yeah.
Super way far-fetched and trying to make connections. The Lorax? No?
I hear what you're saying. I mean, like, I think that's important. I mean, you could look at it like that, right? Like the Holy Spirit or something, if you want to get a little spiritual angle. The only reason I'm saying this is because the Lorax never interfered.
Yeah.
Right? He never said, all right, try to come at me. Come at me, bro.
Yeah.
He was just always telling him what's happening. Whilst
pointing out.
Whilst helping the other animals like leave. Like, I'll get them out of here. Do you know what you're doing? I'll get them out of here. Do you know what you're doing? And until finally it was gone, and he's like, I'm leaving too.
Right.
Yeah.
So the piece that was left with the one slur was unless.
Yeah.
And if you see the back cover, I think that's like something that you do see repeated a lot when you do see the Lorax mentioned.
Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. So,
everyone has to do their part. Not just to save trees. It's a bigger picture of realizing the difference between wants and needs and love of money.
Yes.
And of course there's Bible verses about all that.
Yeah. But I mean, I think it was a good book.
It was a good book.
10 out of 10. Would read it again.
You would?
Yeah.
Yeah, so would I. I would definitely read that book again because, like I said, I think sometimes when you can't find the message of the book, you can look right away. But other times when the message is so obvious, you miss some
subtleties.
So I would read that again.
Would read it again. But guys, we don't want to hold you up any longer because it is Friday and it's bicycle day, and you're trying to still ride your bike while there's sunlight. So you go do that. We'll be back next Wednesday for One Word Wednesday. Until then, eat a chocolate macaroon and be a simp. Peace. Be a simp for the environment.